Islam, Islamism. Praise Allah. Honest to the Prophet Abu Ali. Honest to Brother Marcus Messiah Garvey Bay, forerunner of the Prophet, started the UNIA, Universal Negro Improvement Association in 1914. Prophet Ali started the Moorish Science of America in 1913, New Jersey. Today's show, before I open up, is called Unnatural. Honest to all the children who have harbingers, mothers, fathers, aunties, uncles pay the way for them to get into Moorish science to become leaders of the Moorish Science Center of America. Honest to them. I'm going to first open this up with the Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. To His Holy Prophet Ali. Ameen. Yep, back again, family. Back again on this Monday. Happy Monday. It may be 12 o'clock, 3 a.m., depending on where you're at. Peace and blessings to you all. Peace and love to you all. Yep, it's all about being truthful and being honest. The people who tend to enjoy your presence and they love the honesty, they love the truth, they love the truth that you speak, they love you. And that's one thing that people misunderstand is the word love itself. They think it's some carnal, you know what I'm saying, get in the bed, you know, do the husband and wifey thing, you know what I mean, and all of that. Talking about that young buck demonstration, you could be my wife, but only for tonight. That's folly. It doesn't make sense to me. Never will. But it's all about perception. And the perception that's going on since 2008, Proposition 8, No on 8 to allow same-sex marriage. You cannot put things together to create your own agenda, and as long as it's satanic, it's going to be promoted. But a lot of people don't understand that promotion leads to propaganda. Propaganda leads to media. Media leads to misrepresentation, misunderstanding, miseducation, indoctrination with no hesitation. When I'm keeping my mind on lock like the Top Gun, about to have some fun. Never miss my target, always hit the bullseye. When I realize, when I'm speaking the truth, when I'm ready to recruit, speak that more science, about to bring the alliance. Call the ancestors within you, your heart and mind. The higher self will never change and pass away, but the lower self will. Only time will tell when I'm mobbing my head, side to side, when I'm back and forth, trying to release the information to my people, especially when it comes down to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. About ready to bust this. Your brother man, Moorish life is about that life. Yo, 10 my meetings, every chance I can get, being faithful. Yeah, the cup never runs over. It stays half, maybe a quarter, 25% or less empty. Interaction with the people. The common people love the truth without hesitation. When I'm keeping my game on lock. When I'm running that full court press, you know who I am, you know who I be. Putting it to test, you never know, I put it to rest. Reflect this, about ready to take these lyrics, I'm ready to bust this. Like I'm about ready to bust a cap. Every time I shoot, I never miss my target. I keep it locked like Top Gun, have some fun with these lyrics, but I'm definitely not done. Keep the lyrics, keep it going. Better than the rhetoric that these ones be speaking. If anything, I'm about to take this crown and put it on someone's head and let them seek the truth, seek the light, especially once it comes down to the youth. Rep- Reparation without representation, without nationality, divine creed. You ain't gonna get your 40 acres in a mule. You don't have a clue. You know what time it is. You know what time it is when I spit these rhymes. Sit back, ready to shine like a star and crescent. Reflection of the star and moon. Yo, I'm over here busting these rhymes all the time, every chance I get. Yo, one day a man wants to get a wife. Man who seeks a wife seeks a good thing. Yo, I'm about to bust a mic. I'm about to make the mic drop go beep. Leave a message at the end. If anything, you don't even know how to use a rotary phone. Back in the day, we used to play Ding Dong Dish, play on the Nintendo, drink up the water faucet, eat mac and cheese and greens. Maybe some hog mugs on the side, whatever the case may be. Yeah, grandma's was real. Yeah, she kept it real in the hood because everybody loved her. They loved her cooking, but they loved their sister. Because if anything, she's just a rebellious one. To go up against a so-called white man, yeah, she's about that life. Yeah, she cut people like a knife, especially with the truth. Coming from Shreveport, Louisiana, representing with my other grandmother, bringing the unison straight from Puerto Rico. Yo, that's how I roll. Represent one from Turtle Island, one to the smaller. Yeah, you don't know the truth. Yeah, let me sit back. I'm about ready to recruit the truth. Stimulate the minds. Simulate the minds while I'm shining like the sun. But yo, I'm about to have some fun, but I'm not done. Yo, let's get realistic. I'm about to get ballistic. Protect my family at all costs. Yo, that's what I do. So, that was just a quick freestyle to my brothers and sisters out there. Your brother man Morris live doing this thing. That's what I do. And I'm just enjoying myself right now, you know? I'm enjoying my life, enjoying the responsibility and being happy and being faithful to my brothers and sisters out there. Got somebody in the chat. Wow. Praise Allah. Tasha's back. Tasha's the only one in the chat right now. Praise Allah. Islam. Tasha, that's a beautiful name. But let's get this party started. Let's get the story going. The topic of today I'm about to speak about. Shout out the name. You know the game. People playing checker pieces on the chessboard, on the chess game, lose every single time because they don't know law. They not control of their destiny because they have been controlled by the system, the state property. Every time you get incarcerated, you get finances off your fiduciary. The same people hiring the politicians. If anything, they wishing. Yeah, they discriminating on the people. If you're not part of the big club of Sodom and Gomorrah, committing the old juries. To me, I think it's self-explanatory. If you're not wife swapping, your children swapping. If anything, yeah, you're going to be end up like Diddy and Usher and the rest of them. They're going to be caught up in the mix. Yeah, Eminem too. Yeah, he got a hidden agenda. If anything, he's dressing like a transgender. Anyways, so yeah, this topic is called Unnatural. And that was just a little rhyme. You know what I'm saying? But we can see what's unnatural around us. I mean, coming from the education, the food, the slavery, the mental slavery, and mental slavery is not over with yet because people still call themselves Negro, Black, and Colored. And I don't understand. It may be somebody from the Nation of Islam can please explain this to me. If you keep saying the message to the black man in America made by Elijah Muhammad, why do you keep saying so-called Negro? When the word Negro means black from translation from Spanish. So if you don't like being called Negro, then you don't like being called black. So which one is it? It means the same thing. All it is, again, I'm repeating myself. Negro in Spanish is translation to English means black. So if you don't like being called Negro, then you don't like being called black. People, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Come on now. Come on, brothers and sisters out here, they just have lacking of common sense. They don't sit down and try to figure out how to better condition. I'm not saying don't be the one to try to make money, but try to stack up your paper as much as you can. Put something to the side. You know what I mean? And go get you, just keep stacking your money up. Church got enough money. A lot of religious organizations got enough money. So all I can say to you is this. Why don't you take 10% of your check and put it to the side? Say for instance you want a $7,000 ride. Shoot, you can do it. You don't need a loan. You don't need a loan. But I'm going to tell you something that's unnatural. Is the fact that our hospitals are full of sickly patients. They shouldn't even call it health care. They should call it drug overdose sickly care. That's what they should call it. Because it's all it is hypocrisy. If they tell you that you cannot eat grapefruit with this, then that means that there's something wrong with that picture. If you can't eat grapefruit, so they're basically, the doctors are getting paid millions of dollars to prescribe you something, to grab something that's unnatural, to poison yourself, to break down your immune system, so that way you can go off your rockers. Lose your marbles, as my mom say. But when you take these prescription medicines, you're not the same. Not unless you detox. People get immunization shots. They got this nano thing in their demo. All up in them. They're wondering why they're passing out. They wonder why they can't think straight. All this crazy madness going on. It's exhausting dealing with the society. It's exhausting that you have to make ends meet and you have to be the prostitute. So every time you get paid, you're being pimped by the Geppetto. And he's just the one that's pulling the strings. You don't know how to detach yourself from the slaveholder because you don't know anything about slavery. You think it's just something that ended in 1865, but not to mention that the New Deal was already being signed. I keep repeating myself over and over again. But yet still, my brothers and sisters still not trying to hear your brother, man. I can't be something that society teaches me who they say I am, because if I say who I am according to their state of mind, that means I'm under their authority and they can tell me what I can do, what I can't do, and all this other stuff. Now we have to understand what is unnatural. There's a list of things. I could write some stuff down right now and go off the top of the dome. But let me spit this rhyme for you right quick. My people are being indoctrinated. No nationality, no culture. With hesitation. Hesitation to become the best they could be. All they being trained is field Negroes. Trained to go work for the man. Instead of being an entrepreneur and go work for yourself. Multi-million dollars, yeah, you desire it, but you gotta watch over your shoulder constantly. Yeah, hesitation, you lose rest at night. Misery and death, you look old in the face. Especially when you sign that contract with a deal. Whether you're dealing with the mafia or dealing with some gangsters and who are straight politicians, straight out of Europe. You have no idea what you got yourself into when you signed that birth certificate. You just became a fiduciary to the state. If anything, they hold your vast estate. Can't give you 40 acres in a mule. Because now you don't have a clue. Because they gave it to someone else. Millions of acres of land. Yeah, you just got banned from society. You don't even know who you are. You just got exiled on your own land. Now they call you Negro, Black, and Colored. Now they call you Afro American, African American. Now you're subservient to their ways of thinking. That's not even law. It's all unconstitutional. They can make it subliminal. Yo, you can't even hear me out. Gang banging, saying your pants go back to the slavery days. Only time will tell when you open your eyes. Open up that third eye doesn't mean that you see what's going on, but if everything with the carnal eyes, you're deaf, dumb, and blind. You still accept colors and crayons. Have everything to do with adjectives. Adjectives is what describe a noun. Let me tell you now what's going on. Let me bust this rap, this hip hop scene. Yeah, you think you live in a dream. Yeah, but you don't wake up from the slave mentality state. Yeah, you hesitate to make the steps. You rather shoot someone else in the face instead of looking at your own self, staring at your character, straighten up to stand up right and become independent and fearless. But if anything, you'd rather be a slave, subservient again to the state. They tell you what they do. They smuggle drugs and everything in the community, and guns and ammunition and extra artillery that maybe the military so-called used to have, and now you're gonna kill each other off because they hired the Ku Klux Klan to come over in the neighborhood, drop off the guns and give you the loot. If anything, you'll keep the drama going, so you're making it work easier for them. Whether you Crip, Blood, Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, it don't even matter. Because if anything, you're a slave to the state. You have no idea because you got that contract in your belt. In order for you to get a job as a minor, you gotta get a birth certificate, so the social security number. So now you reap what you sow. So here it goes. Let me tell you how it goes. Let me tell you how it goes on and on. It keeps repeating itself. Now you get public housing. Now it's subjected to their rules and regulations. When you get your own house, take care. When you own a house and you became subservient to HOA, and all of a sudden now you got a death grip around your neck. You have no idea that you just became a slave to the bank because now you're paying a mortgage. Now you have no idea. Now you ain't got no peace. Now you gotta work all these hours and neglect your responsibility as a mother and a father. If anything, there's no unity in the so-called black homes. If anything, we're trying to reunite. That's what we do when we stay in control of our state of mind. If anything, I'm about ready to unwind. Unwind like a regular tape. Unwind like a VHS tape and play it back again. If anything, you're not even ready for this. When I spit this knowledge, I will make you unhypnotized. Unutilize those Sith Lord mind tricks that they use in the Masonic order. Yeah, I'm going to use those Jedi mind tricks that we use in more science to help you think. Because Prophet Joe Ali said, if I can't save you, then no one can. But if I can get you to think you can save yourself, yeah, straight up. Islam, Islam, Islam. So I am done freestyling and rapping for like 18 something minutes. So, hold on. Islam, 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 Islam. All right, let me ask you a question. How do you expect to be a grown man, grown woman, but you still calling yourself? When you meet each other, you a so-called domestic relationship. Now you want to call yourself boyfriend, girlfriend. When everything like that is going to come to an end. If anything, that's not a real relationship. Because guess what? A real relationship, the root word is to real. Let's get realistic. Protecting your wife is one thing. About to go ballistic is another. Protecting your wife is according to the Quran, where he protects his wife, not boy for girlfriend. That's not a monogamous relationship. If anything, life's a trip. Yeah, got you under the hypnosis, but I'm over here seeing the drum spit around like hot potato skins. If anything, you just a fish without fins. You're drowning in the water. If anything, I make you quiver when you touch the silver. A nice good thing of green tea will always help the situation. But I'm here to do a little demonstration today. I normally don't do this on the channel. I don't normally freestyle and rhyme or whatever the case may be. But, you know, what do we have here? Islam, Sister Tasha. I hope you're still in the chat. I hope everything is all as well. Tablecloth. I know what that is. Yeah, Islam. Islam. Shalom, I know what that means. There's so much closeness in between Arabic and what do you call that? Arabic and Hebrew. Aleph, Ba, Da, Ta, Sin, Sheen. Good green tea. So, I'm not going to be with y'all, told y'all up too long. Divine instructions from the Holy Prophet. Islam, the Holy Quran, the Moorish Science of America, Circle 7. Divinely prepared by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, by the guidance of his Father God Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from his sinful and fallen stage of humanity back to the highest plane of life with his Father God Allah. Islam. Know thyself and outlaw the genealogy of Jesus. Life and works of Jesus in India, Europe, and Africa, and the land of Egypt. Divine instruction from the Prophet, chapter 7, page 7, chapter 3. Elihu's lessons, the unity of life. Again, Elihu met his peoples in the sacred grove and said, no man lives unto himself, for everything and Lot is bounded by cord by every other living thing. Instruction 1. Again, Elihu met his peoples in the sacred grove and said, instruction 2. No man lives unto himself, for every living thing is bound by cords by every other living thing. Instruction 3. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will love and not demand love in return. Instruction 4. They will not do to other men what they would not have other men do unto them. Instruction 5. There are two selves, the higher self and lower self. Instruction 6. The higher self is human spirit clothed with soul, made in the form of Allah. Instruction 7. The lower self, the carnal self, the body of desires, is a reflection of the higher self, distorted by murky ethers of the flesh. Instruction 8. The lower self is an illusion and will pass away. The higher self is Allah and man and will not pass away. The higher self, instruction 9. The higher self is the embodiment of truth. The lower self is truth reversed. And so is falsehood manifest. The higher self, instruction 10 says, the higher self is justice, mercy, love, and right. The lower self is what the higher self is not. Well, that's enough said right there. The lower, instruction 11, the lower self breeds hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. The higher self is the mother of virtues and the harmonies of life. Instruction 12, the lower self is rich in promises and poor in blessedness and peace. It offers pleasure, joy, and satisfying gain, but gives unrest, misery, and death. This is talking about the people in the industry. This is talking about everybody who's part of that toxic lifestyle. This is all these ones who are against the unnatural lifestyle. And I'm going to explain when I read the other chapter. I gotta get there first. Chapter 20, divine instruction from the Holy Prophet, chapter 22. Holy instruction from the Holy Prophet. Duty of a husband. This is what it says. Instruction 1. Take unto thyself a wife. I must put a pin right there. It didn't say take upon thyself a girlfriend. It didn't say husband, take upon thyself another husband or a boyfriend. No, it doesn't say that. This is the natural way, as my brothers say. Take upon thyself a wife and obey the ordinance of Allah. Take upon thyself a wife and become a faithful member of society. Instruction 2, but examine with care and fix not suddenly on thy present choice, but depends on future happiness. So we got all these Jezebel sisters out here. You see what I'm saying? Jezebel. I meant it straight up. They love to deceive people and all this other stuff and talk about how they good they is and how they can twerk and yeah. I like my man cause he gotta have his shit together and he gotta take care of me and treat me like his queen. Please. You tripping. I'm going to be real with you. Again, I'm going to continue reading. Instruction 3. Now, I'm going to say this before I get started. Oh my God, look at my dress. It is so cute on me. It's sexy. Got my butt out. It's got my form showing. And guess what? I know I'm cute. I know I'm all that. Man, I am one of the sexiest ones out here. I sure am. Yeah, girl. But yeah, forget the father. But I'm just, my daddy ain't nothing. Oh my God, look at that dude right there. He is just so, he's so cute. Look at his feet. His feet are so big. I want to do some things with him. So, with that being said, and this is what the chapter is basically saying without saying in words, but it says in instruction 3, if much of her time is destroyed in dress and adornment, meaning she's making herself look good. And she's more focused on her looks than anything else. That's called vanity. If she is enamored with her own beauty and delighted with her own praise, she's just vain, yo. I just gave you an example about that Jezebel. If she laugheth much and talketh loud, and I know people who do that. If her foot abide not in her father's house, and her eyes are with boldness, roll on the faces of men, like Jezebel, her husband get a shot with a straight arrow, and she's quick to move to the next. That's petty. That's just straight dumb. She didn't care for her husband no way. Though her beauty were as the sun in the firmament of heaven, turn thy face from her charms, turn thy feet from her paths, and suffer not thy soul to be ensnared by the allurements of imagination. Which means that she's creating a fairy tale, yo. That's what she's doing. She's so much caught up into herself on how good she looks, and just like Eddie Murphy saying in a song called "Party All the Time," my girl likes to party all the time, right? Give your number to every man you see. You come home at night cause you out romancing, instead of bringing your love home to me. My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time. Yeah, exactly. That's what's going on in this chapter. Because it's just unnatural for a woman to be that way. She's a Jezebel spirit, yo. She got the lower self in her mind. She don't care about no man. She don't care about no relationship. She worry about what she could get from him and move to the next. But let's still, the sisters lose sight of wanting to be with one man instead of being promiscuous. Choose to be promiscuous and be a bed hopper. I mean, I know rabbits are fertile, but gee whiz, how many babies can she have at one time? I mean, just because you make love to a woman don't mean that she's your wife. It doesn't mean she's wife material because she opened her legs too quickly. But yeah, and still she'll lie and deceive the people and tell, my last relationship, and start running at crocodile tears and stuff, and start being all like scary and making a man more vulnerable so that way he could be his protector, and all she's doing is plotting and playing the game. It's called manipulation. Until this day, this is why you have unwanted pregnancies. This is where the fake marriage comes in. Excuse me for coughing. But they lose sight of what is truth. Young women under the age of 17 get raped by their uncles, their fathers, their mama's boyfriend, you name it. But yet still, you don't care. Mamas collecting the monies as she trains her daughter to be a sex slave. She'll have to work a day in her life because she's getting good money. The reason why you don't see too many fathers in homes is because of the simple fact that the culture is lost. There's nothing there because there's no man in home to be able to help structure the household and to have a unison and agreements with the wife. Now, to have a husband and wife in the same home is very rare in this day and time. Unwanted pregnancies, women having 5, 6, 10 babies and all sorts of stuff. And there's not one father in the household. Which means that she's being traumatized and now she's left to take care of the babies. And the father's nowhere around, so he goes skips town because he doesn't like the truth. He wants to be promiscuous. He wants to have multiple partners because he don't even have a mother to begin with. And if he did have a mother, he didn't know how to treat her. He wasn't being trained how I was trained with the extension cord. You know what I'm saying? Being put in my place and, you know what I'm saying, and being put on punishment. Punishment now is like a joke to the youth right now. Too much going on. One's gang banging, throwing up hoods and stuff like that. This ain't your hood. I kid you not. You gotta pave the way. You gotta be the one to start thinking. If you have children now, your single lifestyle is over with. And to be a father, it comes with great responsibility. To be a mother comes with great responsibility. But yet and still, people don't understand. People don't see it. People don't understand. People don't want to understand about marriage. My cousins, they had the same father and mother, and guess what? None of their children married, but the only one who got married, who believe in love and marriage, is the mother and father. Children just want to be promiscuous and just be bed hoppers. That's, man, I don't understand it. I choose not to understand it. I'm just gonna be honest. And the problem is, no matter how much the elders treat their children and make sure that they don't suffer and all this stuff, they take advantage of their mother and father. And they make up all kinds of excuses why they can't do nothing for themselves. So when you start understanding where the mindset of the young people are, then you begin to understand where they're coming from. And everything that is going into the child's mind is the same thing that is going into the child's mouth, which is poison. You can't train your children on hog mugs and chair links and having carnitas and having all the scavenger food and expect them to go function and go eat some chips and soda. You know what's going to end up happening to your child? Your child is going to be high blood pressure, obese, dialysis, and all this other stuff. But yet still, you lose sight of life. You don't want to give your children fruits and vegetables, even if you got a bunch of property to grow your own food. You still don't want to do it because you want to go out there and make your money and give your children the name brand stuff, and that's all you want to do. Is so that way they can impress. So you know what happens with reputation in high school? It diminishes. How do you expect the young people to progress when, number one, they have no structure in the household, they have no father in the house, so there's an absent father, and there's an absent mother. So now it leads to grandmother raising a baby, which she already raised her children already, but now all of a sudden now she's a custodial parent, which means that now she's state property. Go figure. Lose sight of being the responsible one and say, you know what, I'm going to hold myself out for marriage. I'm going to get a better idea of what these people are about. Because guess what? I have no idea what I'm getting myself into. I keep checking up. Okay, so I got a girlfriend, right? And I'm in my early 20s. But I'm checking a box on my job application that I'm single. And this is where the lies and deception comes in. It says it right there on the box. You're not in a relationship until you get married. That's a relationship. Mom and pop, I'll say it again for the people who are just getting live on the show right now. I can sense y'all are looking and listen to exactly what I'm saying. The day that mother and father meet each other, the two sets of parents meet the young man and the young woman. They agree on that they should be together. They think very highly of the children. The mother and father think highly of each other, and it's all good. But yet and still, there is no more morals. There is no morals. Matter of fact, people can't even spell morals. People losing sight of what life is supposed to be. But yet and still, out of probably less than 10% of the young ladies know how to be wives. And being trained by their mother. Learn how to cook, clean, sew, make clothes, and you know what I'm saying? And make things from scratch. Now, forget about it. It ain't gonna work. Jezebel can't cook, so she go to McDonald's, say, oh, this dinner's ready. You feed your children poison because you are poison and toxic yourself. So instead of trying to find the way to make things better, you want to find the easy way out for the scapegoat. I never really understood how young women can be so far-fetched from society that they will reveal their bodies just to get attention. And all they're doing is inviting the devil. Their lower self is opening up room and access for the devil to come over there and abuse their bodies. And don't even know it. One's just not paying attention because they don't see it. Right? So when is the brothers and sisters going to start opening up their eyes and stop dressing like harlots and then start covering themselves up and protecting themselves from harm and danger? Because harm and danger is out there. There's dudes out there who look at dudes and will sodomize a dude in a heartbeat. Same way they'll take advantage of a woman in a heartbeat. It's already going on. Dudes are getting set up to be sodomized because they want to be with that woman, but they got somebody else in that closet with a gun ready to take your manhood. Nothing you can do about it. That's why you got to be careful with the company you keep. Police officers are escorting people into like abandoned places and raping the crap out of them. But you don't see nothing happening to them because they're police officers. They're so-called white. They're off-white. They bring in a drama to the common people who don't want it. But yet still you got people who look just like them who are fighting them. Oh yeah, it's going on. There's certain white people who don't like other white people, so-called. And they're getting tired of it. But yet and still, I don't see people trying to understand the words that's coming out my mouth. Brother Man Moore's life is telling the truth. And the truth shall make you free. We're going to start understanding that we're constantly hurting each other and hurting ourselves. We don't want to better our condition because we're trying to look for somebody else to take care of us. Well, I'm gonna tell you where you're gonna end up. You keep messing around on these streets, you're gonna end up in prison, and you're gonna get 25 to life, and you ain't getting out. And people talking about unnatural, shoot. They say they're making laws that's not even law. A lot of the stuff is unconstitutional. Maybe you should look up the First Amendment. Keep your place in line to proclaim your nationality. Nationality is the order of the day. We got young people out there who are struggling. You don't have to be gangsters, hoes. That's what Nas said. Read more, learn more, change the globe. I need y'all to take your time to make better decisions, better choices in life. If something ain't right with mother and father, and you about to go meet the opposite sex, and something ain't right, and you still gonna be there, you're the problem. Because you're allowing that behavior. You gotta stand up for what's right, family. Can't just go by what people be telling you. Love yourself. Get to know yourself. Know your likes and dislikes. Seeing what you can tolerate with your mother and father, or both. And see what you can do to change the situation. Through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery. So now the question you need to ask yourself is, what are you doing? There's things that needs to be thought through without committing a felony or misdemeanor infraction charge. You gotta stop and sit still and observe and watch. Once you do that, it's a lot easier that way. It's the things to save yourself. We must be honest with our loved ones if we want progress, prosperity, and all that good stuff. So, I'm going to be ending this show in a few minutes, family. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through His holy prophet, true Ali, Islam. Yep. Islam, Allah, the Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day. It was a prophet, true Ali, Islam. Peace and love, family.